I wonder what I should do this summer. Like, I've got no friends to go out with. I've got nothing to do. I have no plans. There's absolutely What the hell was that? Oh shit! So Art Fight started, and this is my first ever time doing it, along with the fact that I'm very late. I haven't even prepared, so the quality of this video is going to be really bad just because of how much time and effort I actually put in. Well, not effort because I really rushed it, but how much time I put into making my character sheets and things like that. More importantly, my name is Lucius and this is my first ever YouTube video, and my target upload schedule is at least once a week. In this video, I'm going to be showing the speed paints for my thumbnails on my character sheets of my two OCs, and I'll be talking a bit about their lore. My next video is definitely going to go like way more in depth about it and all of the other characters and things like that. So if you want to see that, subscribe or something, I don't know. So for a bit of background before I introduce my characters, this is based around a hotel filled with ghosts from like the 1930s. I've named it the Sunnyside Hotel, but that's probably just going to be a filler name until I think of something better. This is one of the main characters, Bailey Andrews. He died in 1939 and he is the son of the hotel manager, and he's also the apprentice. As you're about to see with my colouring and line art and all the quality was kind of thrown out the window because of how rushed like these drawings were, and it kind of sucks, but they really did take a long time. But other than that, basically Bailey's personality is kind of cold, calculated, kind of stereotypical sociopath, because he's a serial killer. I don't know how much I can say on YouTube because sometimes it can be strict with topics like that, but my hotel kind of is heavily about lots of bad topics. I don't know how you'd put it. But yeah, his weapon of choice is this revolver that he names Clyde, and my other character has a butterfly knife called Bonnie, because they're a couple, but you'll learn more about the other character in a bit. This is completely unscripted though, but I think you can tell based on how much I've been stuttering and trying to find the right words to say things, but I might miss some parts of like their lore, their personalities on accident because of it. Now we're on to Ben Healy, and I really don't like how this came out because I feel like it was one of those scenarios where the sketch looks better than the line art. Ben used to be a bellboy at the hotel and he also died in 1939. He was just as unhinged as Bailey was, but he was the polar opposite. He's more jovial and kind of optimistic, more energetic, things like that. He came to the hotel at 1936, and that's whenever he met Bailey, and he fell in love kind of instantly. And then it kind of became like an obsessive thing, and they actually ended up stalking each other, and that's how they ended up getting together. Yeah, really weird. But yeah, Ben used to help Bailey hide bodies and things by using suitcases and using his role as a bellboy. He also has this weird obsession with wanting Bailey to be reliant on him. And I keep forgetting like really important details that I could have said earlier about Bailey and things like that, but I'll just add it whenever we get to Bailey's character sheet. I also just realized how stupid I am at structuring this video because we started with Bailey's thumbnail, and Bailey's character sheet has to be at the end because I traced over Ben's character sheet a bit just so I could get the height right and stuff, and the proportions a bit more right. But anyway, Ben is from London originally, and the hotel is actually in New Orleans, and yeah, Ben moved there with his brother Baxter, who also works at the hotel. Ben is also from the Soho district, so he kind of knows his way around cities and nightlife. Now we're on to his character sheet, where I kind of just pray that I can draw anatomy right and hope it looks good. I was thinking of just drawing like a normal chibi version of Ben, but I kind of wanted to add a bit of a vintage cartoon flair to it. I can't tell if it looks cute or not. I think it's a bit ugly. The next thing I drew is kind of like a space filler, is a height comparison chart of the two, just so obviously it makes things easier, and it's going on Bailey's character sheet as well. Originally, Bailey and Ben were going to be around the same height, but I just made Bailey shorter because he's kind of more based on me and I'm very short, which is a bit of a problem, but let's just move on to more information about Ben. So basically, whenever he uses his powers in the afterlife, his eyes kind of like glow cyan, and there'll be like an aura or ectoplasm around that's also cyan. Don't even ask me why, it just happens. But the ghost type he's based on is like a mimic. He can copy people's voices and copy people's appearances in the afterlife and kind of just make illusions and just mess with people's heads. So a fun fact and a really weird coincidence is Bailey's birthday is on the 10th of April, which is the same as mine, and Ben's is 10 days after on the 20th, and he shares a birthday with Harold Lloyd, so I thought that was pretty cool. So the reason why there's two different references is because I wanted to give my attackers a choice. They have the option of Ben's bellboy uniform or the option of a casual outfit that he'd wear if he was just going out or something like that. So now I can yap about myself a little bit. I'm an only child. I have 2 dogs and a cat, and my cat's named after Black Dahlia, aka that one murder case, don't even ask. My parents are really cool. My mom's a singer and songwriter, and my dad's been in multiple metal bands, and I think he's joining a new one. My mom actually used to be in a ghost hunting group as well, but she's a skeptic, even though she has said like a bunch of these really weird things that have happened during those experiences. But more about me, I kind of inherited the whole horror loving thing. I'm really into ghosts. I play Phasmophobia with my friend a lot. I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. I never expected it to be based around art. I always wanted to be like a Fortnite YouTuber since I was like really young, but not specifically Fortnite anymore. Multiple video games, like I love Dead by Daylight and things like that now, so I just need somewhere to really share the Sunnyside Hotel with people and get it out there, because it's kind of like a bit of a passion project, but I don't really know how to go about doing that. I know how to write. I'm starting to write a book already. But I don't know if I want it to be like an animation series or what, but I just really want to get the story out because I think it's really good. I think you'll find that Ben's outfits are based around the color blue a lot. I have no idea why, it just really suits him and it's my favorite color. And now we are coming up to Bailey's character sheet, finally. Because I'm kind of running out of things to say, I sped this speed paint up like faster than the other character sheet is. I traced over Ben's a bit just so I could get the height and proportion correct, and so the layout was basically similar. But for Bailey, whenever he's really manic or angry or he's using his powers, his teeth go sharp and his eyes go orange and there's slits for pupils instead. I'd say his ghost type fits more with demon because he did do a ritual to get power in the afterlife, but neither of these two really believe in God or anything, and neither do I. So obviously his type being a demon doesn't correlate well, but that's kind of just how I would describe what he is. So the hotel is in New Orleans, but Bailey isn't American. He's actually Northern Irish, like me. Oh, what a surprise. So he lived in Northern Ireland, I think, until he was like 13, and then his dad was like, oh, let's go make a big hotel and get a bunch of money and go to America. So yeah, they all moved to New Orleans and they kind of live in the hotel. And Bailey is the manager's apprentice, yet sometimes he actually has to fulfill the role of manager because his dad gets too drunk to actually work. His dad pays him but doesn't really acknowledge the fact that he did all that work by himself, and that kind of annoys Bailey. I also forgot to mention that Bailey is part Iranian, or I would prefer to phrase it as Persian. Again, he is heavily based on me, so his mom is half Persian. But in a way, the pair of them are kind of based on me. They're like my Jekyll and Hyde. One is how I act like mainly internally, which is Bailey, and then the other is like kind of how I have to act to be more socially acceptable, if you understand what I mean. But if anyone has any tips for navigating YouTube or even Artfight, then please do tell me in the comments, because I'm really new to this and I want to figure out how to get better. But if you've stayed for this much yapping, then thank you very much. And if you want to see more, then subscribe and stuff like that. I'll also show my Artfight profile at the end of the video if you want to attack me or whatever. That's the weirdest sentence I've ever said, but yeah. that's it for a little bit on Bailey and Ben. Thank you so much for watching yet again and listening